Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this very special WM32 football podcast episode. And today I have been very fortunate to have been joined by somebody that the eagle-eyed viewers and eagle-eared listeners will know from our From the Stands series, where we went and discussed all things Newcastle United with this particular person, and his love for the mighty Toon, who I'm sure, as people know, picked up a massive result against my team, Tottenham Hotspur, fairly recently as well. So fingers crossed for you, Jordan Maguire, that they will stay in the Premier League for you. So, Jordan, fantastic to have you on with us tonight. What we're going to talk about today is something completely different. So Jordan has just started up a brand new sports company where he will be selling some grip socks amongst other little bits and pieces as well. So Jordan, just give us a little bit of a background regarding your grip socks and kind of where the whole idea started.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Wes, thanks for having us today. Same as last time, obviously, spoke on Newcastle and kind of the ins and outs of that. And it was a good point yesterday, wasn't it, for us? We just needed that just in time for hopefully not getting relegated. So, yeah, thanks for having us. But yeah, today, obviously, like you say, going to talk about the B grip socks. Something that I've kind of just started recently, but planned this time last year. Something I feel really passionate about, and something that started with me personally in my own journey through getting sample pairs and kind of testing, trying the market out, and through my own personal journey through actually trying them and wearing them in my, through my sports. And obviously this time last year in lockdown, couldn't really do much besides obviously exercise a little bit and kind of go on runs and play a bit of football here and there. So after buying a sample pair of socks, I just thought, right, let's test these out, try them for 4 or 5 months and kind of see what they're like. And obviously after doing that, I did, tried them, and then figured out, obviously, I want to try and start my own sort of brand because I feel as though, again, that at that recent time that I want to try and do something that I feel passionate and feel like I could help people with, because obviously I felt the benefits in the socks and kind of B grips came from that. And yeah, the B grips themselves, obviously being living in Manchester, I've been here for 6-7 years now, so I kind of want to make a product that connected with the people as well as myself. Working in Manchester, obviously working for United, being a student here for so many years, I kind of wanted to try and give something back, and the B grips came from that. And like I'll discuss obviously more about the design and kind of the ins and outs of the design and the pattern and the colors and kind of where it came from. But yeah, B grips is the name and the logo, and kind of that's where it all stemmed from, really. Yeah.
No, Jordan, sounds absolutely fantastic, and it's brilliant. Obviously, that you've, as we can hear, you're not from Manchester, you're not a local. So for you to kind of give something back, to an area that's probably given you so much, as you mentioned there, as a student. So was that the inspiration then for the name B Grips, with the connection with Manchester and the worker bee?
That's 100%. That's it. Well, the worker bee's been around for 150 years, maybe longer, before we were born, especially. But that's where I kind of got it from. Obviously, in the recent years, obviously it's been used for reasons which aren't the best. But again, it's a symbol of togetherness and the work ethic of the Manchester Bee, and the bee symbol obviously comes from the hive and the workers in Manchester, and it all stems from that. And I kind of want to give that the name for the company, because I feel as though that represents myself as a hardworking person who's trying to do well and make it in the world, and kind of on that sort of vibe. But again, with the design, the wings as well as the bee, the wings obviously stem from the bee, trying to show that even if you're not from an area, you can be who you want to be, and be free, and kind of wherever you are in life. So if you're from just the US of A and you're from somewhere different, these wings and this type of sock can fit you as a person and kind of your character, and that's kind of why I put the wings on the bee, really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously sounds fantastic, and having known you for what, coming up to roughly 6 years now,
Yeah,
can definitely say that you are very hardworking and very willing and driven to do some really good things. So Jordan, there's going to be loads and loads of people here that are either watching or listening that have no idea about grip socks,
Yeah.
just give those kind of people a little bit of an insight into perhaps what they are. They might have seen them, say, on the telly watching Premier League games or Champions League and different, European games
Yeah, of
or
course.
internationals or whatnot. So
Yeah.
like I say, just give us a little bit of an insight into what are
Mhm.
grip socks essentially.
I think, to be honest, mate, Wes, you're right. I mean, I think grip socks, I only kind of recognize what they were maybe 2 years ago, if that it's quite a new product on the market. Obviously, all the pros are wearing them in a minute, and there are other companies out there who've designed a kind of similar sort of pair and brand. But again, the grip socks are kind of just a platform and a different type of sock to give you a cutting edge or a bit of an advantage in sport. It's all about giving you the little bit of extra comfort you need, acting as almost an anti-slip sock. So when you put your shoes on or your boots or whatever, these socks just completely grip the bottom of your foot and do help with even such things like running or hiking or walking. And kind of that's how I found it at the start. Like everyone else, it's majority for football and sports such as rugby and other sort of sports, even trampoline, and they use these sort of grips as a grip for the surface and all that. So when I used them, it was for football, but then I realized this can be used in so much other things or activities, and kind of the grip socks do help with that. And again, that's why I kind of want to start my own thing and try and put it out there, because I don't think people actually know about what they are. But the socks do really help and benefit you, especially in terms of comfort and preventing blisters and protecting your feet in certain areas. And I can't believe the socks haven't actually been that big for the years now. It's so simple, but again effective. And I think the majority of people who don't know a lot about sport or socks haven't got a clue when I say, oh yeah, have you heard about big grips or grip socks? I'm like, no idea. But I think this will be big in the years to come. It'll be a kind of I think it'll be part of kits and be part of retail shops where you can buy them from any sort of shop. Yeah, so that's what kind of are and kind of what the stand for. Yeah.
You nearly mentioned Sports Direct then, didn't you? I know it was tempting of you.
How
But
can you tell I was that close? And I just thought, nah, he's not going to mention. He's not going to mention. Mike Ashley isn't getting mentioned here.
Oh no, brilliant. Obviously, yeah, as you mentioned then, Jordan,
Yeah,
grip socks haven't been around a lot or certainly for a long time. Anyway, so with that in
yeah,
mind, then why did you decide to come up with, say essentially a grip sock in itself and a brand with a grip sock at the
yeah,
forefront of it?
definitely. It's a good question. Well, this is the main topic. Like we are saying before, there are companies out there who have this product, but it's it's amazing how much they charge for these socks. It's like extortionate, and it's bad. Like I won't name job companies because I don't want to try and put them down to make myself look bigger, but they're charging 20 odd pound to 30 pound for a pair of these socks, and that are for the professionals and for the athletes. And it doesn't need to be like that. I've created a sock which I've worn and tested, and it's just as good as their socks. And I feel as though my prices are half their prices that they charge. And I want to make a sock that is available for kids, not just athletes, kids, young players, teenagers, older people who just love going out and walking and keeping themselves fit. Like, I want to try and create this brand in a sock which is for them, for the people, and hence why the B grips is for the people. And I want to try and represent that.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And I know you mentioned earlier as well about preventing blisters. There's going to be loads and loads of players that are now rubbing their hands together at the prospect of, they might even buy a grip sock off the back of it, because we all
Yeah,
know new boot syndrome, I think, is probably the best way to describe it. And the blisters that you can
yeah,
get from obviously wearing a new pair of boots. So obviously, if you have a grip sock, hopefully yours, of course, but obviously
yeah,
if you have a grip sock, then to know that, okay, it's going to potentially prevent you from getting blisters, I think is certainly an education to me. I didn't know anything about that particularly, so
yeah. Oh,
hopefully
definitely.
then there's others that are in the same sort of position, and like I say,
Yeah,
they might buy a grip sock off the back of it.
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's more things to it. Like when I was playing maybe a year and a bit ago, or even through like uni, I used to always get shin splints, and the socks actually I've designed, especially from the bottom of the leg, going from the ankle upwards, act as a compression, so it almost hugs your foot and keeps everything nice and neat and tucked in and compressed. So it tries to prevent that. And again, it just helps with blisters. And I'll show you soon that I've designed the front part of the foot on the toes and the heel thicker because obviously that's prone to blisters, especially with boots in the back of your Achilles and around there. I mean, everyone's had blisters like that when you buy a fresh pair, especially when back in the day, you buy a fresh pair of Vapors and the rubbing feeling. So I've tried to, even on my design, I've made the grip on the heel, so you shouldn't be getting that. So again, a lot of thought, and I've spent a lot of hours on this design to try and prevent this, and I'm pretty confident that people will hopefully not get as many blisters.
Yeah, no, obviously it sounds fantastic, and it sounds like there's been a lot of intricate thought process that's gone into behind not only the design but also the making of the sock. So you've mentioned quite a few times, Jordan, the design of the sock and your sort of design. Are we gonna get to see the design of it at all? You've teased us enough. I think it's about time you got it out.
I can talk about it and not talk the talk and walk the walk. So I have got the design right here on the sort of mannequin that I've got.
Yeah.
So kind of there's the back, like I said before, the Manchester B, or the B in general, is the symbol with the wings coming across. So it wraps around the front of the foot as well as the side. Again, like I said before, the compression side of things, as you can see, it's nice and tight there in the leg. Coming down, the thickness of the material is really good for the bottom of the foot. Coming through the back of it, like I said before, the back of the heel is thicker than this part. I'll go into that detail in a minute. But again, coming down the back, we'll talk about the grips in a second. They're there. And then the front of it, as you can see here, we have the breathable midsection where I feel this is important as well. There are small holes in the part of the foot of the sock that give your foot almost the anti-sweat sort of motion. So it keeps the sock nice and dry and keeping your foot nice and fresh as possible. Hopefully, I haven't got bad, smelly feet, but it will help with that. But as you can see, yeah, we have got the Manchester B with the grip sign there. And again, the foot here is thick. So, like many sports, the toes and the toe and nails are very sensitive to impact. And you probably know that, Wes, as a football player, the amount of probably toenails we've lost over the years.
Yeah.
I think sport in general, you should always protect the feet and protect the toes most importantly. So that is obviously thick. And going to the bottom of the bottom of the sole, we have the grips. So we have the arrows, sort of rubber grips that go from the toe all the way back to the heel. I designed these specifically for covering the majority of the foot in certain angles, and I've spent hours making sure that I've selectively picked the right numbers on the foot to make sure it covers not just the whole side of it as well. So it runs through the side, coming up again through the midsection. This bit again thick up through the heel. So again, it grips the whole part of the foot. As well as the heel. And yeah, this is probably first one of many designs that I will get. The white version is obviously available on this weekend for the launch, and there will be more socks like this coming out. But again, the sock hopefully will take off, and I'm sure that people will actually like the sock as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the design as well of it looks a lot, well, it seems quite striking on the eye, certainly, as opposed to perhaps just a plain sock with some rubber bits stuck on the bottom of it and whatnot. So yeah, no, thank you ever so much
definitely.
for going through those little details with us as well. I'm sure that would be very, very educational for the majority of us, because as you mentioned previously, Jordan, the whole premise and the whole thing of grip socks is still fairly new. So I think people are still trying to get used to it.
Of course. But I mean, just to add as well is, like, people forget that the feet are probably the most important tools in sport. I mean, you wouldn't go out not wearing kind of the best football top you can buy or training top you can buy. So again, why not give your feet the best sort of chance it has? And I think especially more by protection and comfort, that's most important. I mean, I've witnessed myself, like, in the past, not wearing the best socks, and again, it can impact your feet long term. So again, why not give your foot the best chance? And I think these grip socks in general will give you that. Just to add on that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And as somebody who had played the game, and obviously, as people know me, for a lot of the time now, I end up coaching, and I've never worn a pair of grip socks, and I'm not. And now speaking to you tonight, I think that's probably going to change. in the future. I don't know whether I was put off by pricing beforehand. Obviously, you mentioned before in terms of how much some companies are charging that are out on the market at the minute. So is there, and I think you touched on it earlier, so I want to go into a bit more detail on this,
Yeah,
but
sure.
can you see a massive shift from not only perhaps players, not only from the top end, but certainly starting to go lower down, semi-pro and things like that, and then also maybe sports coaches? I'm not just talking football coaches, but I'm talking PE teachers and things like that. Will we see a shift in more people wearing grip socks?
100%, 100%. It's just a matter of time. In about about who can get there and who can actually help people with this brand and with this problem. I think, like you say, it's been in an environment where professional athletes only wear them because that was just known as that was the market for that. But there hasn't been a market so far that's changed that or swifted that. But hopefully things can change. But like you say, it's not just about the players; it's about coaches, because obviously they're helping players. And again, it could be about schools. Schools could get involved with this and make it a part of the P kit. And like you say, it's something that could change and something that I think shouldn't be a problem going forward. And again, it's just all positive factors that can help and prevent people from injuring themselves, or it can help with action performance base wise as well. Definitely helps with moving your feet faster, agility, coordination, and I've witnessed that myself playing and using them as well. So there definitely will be a shift in the next couple of years, especially within the general public sort of sector, I believe.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And young players take note as well, because Jordan has tested them out. He said that these particular ones help with agility, balance, and coordination. 3 key fundamentals for any young player that is listening and watching. Jordan, you mentioned briefly just before we wrap up about a launch date and a giveaway. So do you want to just go into a little bit more detail regarding that for us?
Definitely. So the giveaway was launched a couple of days ago. So it's live. It's on the Instagram. It's on B Grips. It's on Facebook at B Grips as well. So definitely check that out. The launch date is pretty decent with the giveaway. Part of the giveaway is a pair of Adidas Predators. I'm sure you've seen them. Wears absolutely amazing. So a pair of them. We've got a brand new England top with the bag still tags on, and you get a pair of grips and 20% off for you and 5 friends. So the giveaway will be announced this Friday at 5 o'clock, and the launch will be that same night at 8 o'clock. So if you haven't won, don't be too down, because the launch will be that night as well, and I'll be offering discounts. The more you buy, the better. Each pair will be going for $40.99, but if you buy 2, it'll be $25.99. So again, check the prices out. I will be offering discount for teams and coaches and people who are in the game. So if you have teams, get in contact. I will be offering discount for them sort of people. Like I say, I'm giving back to people who are in sport and who need a bit of a push and a bit of help in life, because I know this year has been difficult, but I'm just trying my best to help myself, help everyone, and trying to get this going. But it's something that I feel like everyone could definitely benefit from. So again, like I say, check out at B Grips, and then I have Twitter as well. So again, check on there as well.
Perfect. And that seemed like a perfect little plug as well. I'm definitely getting my pen and paper out after this to note down the dates of the launches and the giveaways and things like that.
The 9th of April, Friday.
Yeah, we'll certainly be looking to get involved 100%, and hopefully that will benefit players and other people alike that are associated with WM32 football and in the wider market as well. So Jordan, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Definitely.
Thank you ever so much for taking your time to come and chat to myself and to us about grip socks, the whole idea behind them, and B Grips as well. It sounds like a fantastic setup that you've got going, and I wish you all the best for the future. But also, Jordan, just a quick plug for you. I know you mentioned it for B Grips, but where can everybody find you social media wise as well?
Yeah, so again, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at b.grips. You can find us on there. All information about the giveaway, the launch date, the 9th of April, so this Friday coming. But yeah, that's how you can find me. Any questions, don't be afraid to drop me a message, ask anything about the socks or about anything going forward. you know, I'm always open to any questions and any answers. So again, yeah, thanks, Wes. Cheers for having us. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. And as I say, everybody, thank you ever so much for taking your time out to listen. And we got a lovely little preview of the sock as well, didn't we, tonight? We had a right old treat.
We did.
People.
We did. I mean, that's not been released just yet. So yeah, it's pretty good.
So yeah, we got an exclusive. We got an exclusive tonight. But as I say, that wraps it all up for us tonight. It just leaves me with one last thing, which is to thank Jordan Maguire for taking his time out and, like I say, giving us a slight education on grip socks. Just as a reminder, we did hit our 100 subscriber mark on YouTube. So thank you once again to everybody that has subscribed to our channel. Really do appreciate it. And if there is anybody watching that hasn't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, like the video as well, comment your thoughts on our chat tonight, and if there's any questions as well that you want to potentially ask Jordan, I will leave the details in the description as well, so you can reach Jordan as well. So guys, take care, stay safe, and we hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you.